You're listening to today's inspirational message on the Proverbs with Bjorklund.
This week we'll take a look at Proverbs 6. Again, I want to just encourage you to read the Proverbs, read the whole of chapter 6 each day in a different translation. And Proverbs 6 is really about just some foolish things we can do that have negative consequences in our lives. And the first one is seen in Proverbs 6, verses 1 through 5. It's also in Proverbs 22, verses 26 through 27. Proverbs 6, verse 1 and 3 say, "My son, if you have put up security for your neighbor, if you've given a pledge for a stranger, go, hasten, and plead urgently with your neighbor." Proverbs 22, verse 26 and 27. "Be not one of those who gives pledges, who puts up security for debts. If you have nothing with which to pay, why should your bed be taken from under you?" And the New Living Translation simply says, "Don't agree to guarantee another person's debt." I remember years ago being invited to give counsel to a family that had experienced a relational breakdown over a loan that had gone bad. A middle-aged man had been asked to give a loan to his middle-aged brother, not a loan, but to co-sign for a loan to help him get back on his feet. So the brother co-signed for his other brother's loan because he had genuinely wanted to help his brother, and he thought he was good for it. But situations developed that made it difficult for the brother who borrowed the money to repay the loan, and it put the first brother, or the brother who made the loan, on the hook for the money. And although he had the means to pay for it in his mind, he had never dreamed that he would be required to do so. His resentment grew, the relationship disintegrated, and the shrapnel of the damage had spread to the entire extended family. Christmas dinners were now different. They were not the same. The 4th of July wasn't festive. Family weddings were awkward. Proverbs instructs us not to loan money that we cannot afford to give. The principle is deeper than simply giving a loan. It's speaking about a pledge, which means securing something based on our good name or reputation. So Proverbs is telling us not to give our money or our good name away without being aware of the cost and without being able and willing to joyfully pay the price. It's a warning not to guarantee something for others. And there are 3 reasons not to do it. The first is just that people are unreliable. Even those that you and I know well can let us down. You can't be certain of what people will do when money or personal advantage is on the line. Second, the future is uncertain. You don't know your own future and your own capacity to take care of things. And so to guarantee something into the future for someone else is generally foolish. And third, the consequences may be unbearable. To have one's bed taken away, as Proverbs 22 speaks about, represents losing one's last possession. And if you give your guarantee, the creditors will show no mercy to you, and you will regret the payments that are required. Hebrew scholar Robert Alter translates Proverbs 6:3 with the phrase, "Go, grovel, and pester," implying the urgency of the matter. This may seem like just a small thing, but don't rest until you remove your name from other people's debts and from other people's obligation unless you are able and willing to pay joyfully whatever it costs. This advice is really something that comes from Robert Alter again. He says, "This advice proffered is practical, though scarcely edifying. If you have been foolish enough to get yourself into this sort of fix, use whatever means you can, even if humiliating or unpleasant, to extricate yourself from the obligation." And so this is just a simple exhortation to say, I'll only allow my name to be used if I can joyfully give away what I have pledged. And anything short of that, I will say I'm going to get my name off of the record for this. So today, pay attention to how your name and your signature and your guarantee is being used.
Thanks for joining us here today. There's a lot of great content to explore on Orchard Hill Plus and on the Orchard Hill main feed from the weekend. Have a great day.